we all know what has been happening. We know how difficult it was for an African person. It was even worse for a girl child. So growing up under apartheid times, it was actually very, very difficult. I am Eva Chepape, born in Tembisa. I am number 5 of 6 family. It was organized by the African National Congress, the ANC. You know, they had their own people who were operating inside the country. So we left the country in the wake of June of 1979. We went to Mozambique. You know, we crossed the border underground into Mozambique. Then in Mozambique, we then took a plane to Tanzania, where there is a school called Solomon Mahlangu Freedom College, where the ANC, as the liberation movement of the time, was having a college, because it was a quite difficult time for them when we arrived. We were so young that we couldn't go for military training. There was no way at 13 years, you know, the ANC would have allowed that. So there was a school in Tanzania where we actually schooled, and you know, that's how we got in there. 12 full years. I left in 1979 of June, then came back to the country in 1991 around February. After Nelson Mandela and the other treason trialists were liberated, actually were released from prison. I can't tell, you know, in 2-3 minutes. But all I can say is we had good times, we had difficult times. You know, there were times, if I recall, where there was no food. You know, would go on eating maybe rice and beans for 6 months, maybe from January to June. July to December, January, we'll be eating something different. But times were it was very difficult. There was no soap. Remember that in 1979 in Tanzania, you know, the war had just finished with Uganda. So with Idi Amin, when we got there, there were still trenches. There was no food, there was no electricity, there was no water where to put jig in our water for us to be able to drink. There was so much illnesses, malaria, you can name everything. It was hot, it was excruciatingly hot. Remember, we come from South Africa. That was just a different setup altogether. We did not have parents. You had no one to talk to. It was just a difficult time. But then it also came back to why were we there? There was a reason for us to have been there. Then we had to change how we were thinking. We had to change our lifestyles, because it was different from home. There was no polony, there was no acha, there was not even bread. This is how difficult it was. The one is when I was at school, at the college, because after I had completed my matric, I went for a teacher's course for me to be able to come and serve the ANC, the school in particular. This is it was just an afternoon of a Sunday. Then that's when we would wear our jeans. You know, we wanted to be appreciated also as young women. Now you have a child in exile. You don't have parents in exile. You are just on your own with your comrades. I had to think as to my lifestyles. I had to change a lot of things for me to focus, to become the mother that I am. It was quite an experience. It was a beautiful experience, painful, yes, but somehow it made us stronger. It made us united, because we're quite a number of, you know, young women, young moms there. So we were helping one another. I didn't grow up. Remember, I didn't grow up with these people. I left them when I was very young, at a very tender age. We basically grew up apart. I forgot some of my relatives, most of them, and my eldest two brothers. I had actually literally forgot how they looked like. Now I have to learn these people. They have to learn who I am. What is it that they eat? Even the food was a problem coming back. The setup, you know, the geographics, everything was just different. I was more Tanzanian than South African. It's still difficult. It's still difficult. Oh yes, it was. It is. It still will be. For my generation, for your generation, for your children's generation, you know, we fought a just war. We fought a liberation for our people. We fought so that young women and women can be emancipated.